Je m'appelle Bernard Maingain, je suis avocat au barreau de Bruxelles et à la Cour pénale internationale et je fais partie du collectif des avocats qui ont accepté la défense de la communauté ou des communautés de pasteurs, des communautés Tutsi de l'Est du Congo. Alors aujourd'hui est un jour historique. C'est la première fois que l'on retrouve ici dans cette conférence de presse des représentants des communautés Tutsi du Nord Kivu, liées au Massissi, des représentants des communautés Tutsi Banyamulenge, du Sud Kivu, et des représentants des communautés Hema de l'Ituri. Quel est l'objectif? L'objectif, c'est lancer un appel aux autorités internationales, un appel au monde entier pour qu'on prenne le temps d'écouter ce qui se passe réellement sur place et expliquer comment, de notre côté, comme collectif d'avocats, sans prendre position au niveau politique, au niveau des enjeux militaires, mais en restant dans notre métier, c'est-à-dire de qualifier ce qui est en train de se commettre, c'est-à-dire des crimes contre l'humanité et des crimes qui s'apparentent à la volonté de détruire des communautés entières, ce qui s'appelle techniquement des génocides. First and before all, my friends, I come here to speak before you about the victims and the family of the victims. So please take 1 minute to stand up, to keep silent, to remember all those victims in the eastern part of Congo. Thank you. Excuse me to begin to speak on that way, but what we are going to say is not a classic question for lawyers. What we are going to speak about is about the survival of a community, of 3 communities in the eastern part of Congo. I was consulted for first time in 2019 by the Banyamulenge community. Secondly, I was consulted with Jean-Paul and with Amédée in our team by our friends of North Kivu after the events of the month June 2022. And last, but absolutely not least, I received the visit, the alert of the community, of the Hema community, who survive today in front of atrocities made by Codeco at a level who is really one of the most outrageous and most tragedy that I have ever seen in my career. I have seen many things, but what is happening today in Ituri and the total silence of the world about those people, we have to break the silence. And one thing with a great hope for us, all of us today, is that those breeders who want to work in peace in eastern part of Congo, from Minembwe to Bunia, going through Masisi,
all those people ask us just justice together. And this is an historic moment for justice and for state of law. And let me say you, in name of Jean-Paul, in name of Amédée, in name of our team of observers, that we are really honored. It's not a question of narcissism of lawyers. It's a question of honor to take that defense and to try to stop what is happening. What we made since the beginning of the file and what we are doing together is, first and before all, try to make investigation with our own elements about what is happening. And we can say, and we say to all those people who think that they should be able to go against the truth, that we work on a very, very methodic way. We collect the testimonies. In the first complaint we introduced before the authorities in Kinshasa in 2021, we brought around 60 hours of testimonies of our witnesses. We brought 70 people coming and saying we are victims and we are ready to testify about what happened and to give you the name of the men in the army, the men in the Mai teams and so on who attacked our villages. We have those evidences. So the only question is there somebody in the system in the judicial system who is ready to treat it, to handle it, and to put the people who are indicted to court? We are working, and due to the solidarity of the community, some people say to me, what is your agenda? Where are you working for? For who are you working? We are working for state of law. We are working for justice, no more, no less. Our force is not politicians. Our force is not some lobbyist. Our force is the communities of victims. In each village, we have observers. Each village, we have people working with us. And nobody can deny that reality of our team. We don't ask to manipulate. We don't ask balkanization. We have nothing to do with it. Some people say, you have seen that on the net. You are preparing a kind of balkanization. No. Congo is Congo, Rwanda is Rwanda, Uganda is Uganda. We know what are the frontiers of states and what is the reality of international public law. But in the meantime, when you have a state, you have a right to protection. You have the right that nobody is going to attack you personally. And this is our job, to protect and to help that the judicial system will go on. In that sense, let me now give you a little example of something, because I think the best is to focus directly on the reality. Give me 2 seconds. My problem is here. Go to Fimbo call to murder. A few days ago, you had it's Fimbo call to murder. Yes, in English. You see it? Okay. We have collected a video of a man, and I translate it in English for you, what were the exact words that he pronounced a few days ago in Fiji, before the Congolese army, before the officials of the country. He said, "Those who stayed, go. Any Rwandan in this country and who still remains there, we will kill him. Congo, hey, whoever does not flee, we will kill him. We can no longer have Rwandans here in our country. Those who are in the government will flee on their own. The breeders will flee, otherwise they will be killed." The author of that declaration, his name is Fimbo. He is a senior Maingain of the CNPS coalition from Yakatumba. He spoke before the population in Fiji. Now, today, I say officially to the judicial power of RDC, if you want state of law, arrest him immediately, put him in jail, ask that it should be stopped, and decide an open public court audience hearing where that man has to respond of his responsibility to call to kill people. I have heard the same in 92, 93, 94. And I say today, before you, to Mr. Fimbo, we will sue you till the end of your life. We will never stop. You decide to push population to kill a minority. It's a crime against humanity. It's a push people to commit a genocide. Other people went to Arusha a few years ago. You are going to be accountable for what you made. And we have the responsibility to do that because each human has right to be respected. This is to give you one example between many, many others about what is daily happening, not only in South Kivu, not only in North Kivu, but even in Bunia. When I see in Ituri, I received a lot of information through the HEMA community. I have not yet treated, and I present all my excuses to the community, but I promise you we will prepare the complaints because I have discovered something very important and everybody has to know it. As long as you speak as an expert, and you know there are so many experts in the world, as long as you speak as an expert, everybody is in the controversial approach. But when you collect testimonies, when you collect evidences, when you put it in court, I have observed that the opinion is changing. I give you an example. We were very surprised, and I was the first one because I have worked since so many years in Kivu, a new Lucha community. And I have heard from the Banyamulenge communities, by the members of the community, that the Lucha had hate speeches, that Lucha was working for Mr. Mukwege, that it was not correct, that they didn't respect what is happening in Minembwe. I said, I want to check the details. I received the elements and I said it to some people of embassies to say, look, then I received an information, but it's only individuals. But I observed so many individuals involved, and nobody is saying officially, stop, please. Nobody is saying to those members of Lucha having those hate speeches, you have to stop. We disagree, we condemn. No condemnation from the people supporting those people. Even in some circles, people saying, perhaps, is it just a vision of this lawyer? But when we lodged our complaints, and when we said in our complaints, that fact, that lady, that man said that at that moment, and it is a hate speech, and he is responsible with the criminal regulation in Congo, then the climate is going slowly but surely changing. We will continue that daily battle. And I promise, in presence of the community of HEMA, we have taken some delay. I present you my excuses because we knew each other not sooner, but we will enter in the battle. Accountability will happen. When I see villages who are fully burned, when I see the burned bodies of inhabitants after visit of Codeco, when I see that all cars are destroyed, burned, I say it's not acceptable in any state in the world. We have to go ahead. So our work is there. We have no time to lose to do great speeches on the left, on the right. We have time to work all together, collect evidences, collect the documents, present our complaints, lodge them in court with the reaction of the authorities, with the reaction of the international community. And I say to the people of the international community, at a certain moment, you will be, with your consciousness, in the duty to analyze what you made at that moment, what you decided at that moment. And each person on the Security Council, each person in the agencies of United Nations, each person, each politician, he has to think about what will happen with his personality before the reality of what is happening in that region. And, you know, let me give you another example that is really speaking for himself. You remember the protest of 5-6 February in Goma against East African Community forces and against MONUSCO. I will come back to that. But what is very interesting, first, the movement to make those protests was initiated by some activists, the famous activists of human rights in Kivu. And we see in their speeches that they they spoke about the snakes. So you want to speak about East African community, but you speak about the snakes. After, do you think they attacked MONUSCO? Do you think that they attacked East African community? No. They decided to burn 3 churches of the Banyamulenge community. They decided to kill 1 poor policeman who was a member of a Tutsi Banyamulenge community. And when it created such a scandal, because you remember I don't know the translation, la toiture, the roof was burnt and people were in difficulties, then some people came with a message saying we need to be pacific. Pacific? People who try to change the story. Pacific, they made the protest, they organized the protest, and they pushed the people to destroy all the signs of Tutsi presence in the city of Goma. This is the only reality of that protest action. And that has to stop, because the question is not to support M23, to support FIRDC, to support anybody. No, the only question is just to respect a population. So I will not take much more time because time is running, but I am here not, and this is the final word that I will say you, we are not here to speak in a friendly way between good friends taking a good drink of wine. We are here because there are a group of people who are breeders from South Kivu to Ituri who are in danger. The ethnic cleansing is going on since so many years, and it's continuing, and it has increased those last weeks and months. And the most tragedy is happening today in Ituri, but a few months ago it was in Minembwe, and in August it was in Masisi. So I say, please, to everybody who is listening us, we have engaged the only battle for dignity. It's a battle through the judicial power. It's a battle with our hands, with our pencils, with the responsibility of all the people who are going to abandon us. And we will go ahead till the end. I promise it to you.